Hi and welcome back to Anna and the Aardvark. We're back, number 2, monthly edition. Swapped to monthly because weekly and fortnightly I was running out of things to say. I have a great life, but it wasn't filled enough to keep your interest perhaps. I was finding it a struggle. So anyway, here we are, second month, here we go. I think we're on 5 weeks. Nearly 5 weeks. I have excuses why it's just slightly over a month, which you'll get to know about in a little while. It's been a funny old 5 weeks, hasn't it? A lot's happened. Well, I think a lot's happened. Let's see what you think. First of all, my birthday. That was I'm looking over there because there's a date thing over there. It was a month ago today, 28th February, and I was 49 years old. And I was having this thought about next year it's my 50th. And I'm so excited about that, I can't tell you. I know a lot of people, they fear the 50th, you know, or they fear the 40th and then the 50th and everything. I can't wait. I am so excited. It's going to be a whole year of parties. I've got my friends where I live here. We need to have a party. I've got family. We need to have a party. I've got friends where I used to live. We need to have a party. And my special group of girlies, well, we need to have a holiday and a party. And then my mate Ali, told you I'd say it, we need to have a party, but our party's probably going to be a bit nerdy in, you know, a museum or an art gallery, maybe. But the thing that really surprises me is I'm nearly 50. And I don't feel like I look nearly 50 yet, which is always a bonus. But I certainly don't act like a 50-year-old. Well, that I do and I don't. So I do the responsible stuff, you know, I pay my bills, I cook my food, I clean my flat occasionally. But inside, I'm still such a child. I really am. And this came to light not so long ago. Round the corner from where I live, there's the most beautiful sculpture of 2 naked women. It's in rusted metal and they are standing face to face and their hands touch at the top. So they're kind of leaning into each other sort of thing, but their arms are up here. And I was waiting for the bus. This was a few years ago. I was waiting for the bus. These 2 kids, they can only have been like 6 years old, and they were boys, and they were having hysterics because they kept smacking the bottom of the naked ladies. And my head was saying, I wish I could do that. I still want to do it, but I need a friend who would laugh. Otherwise I might be carted away. So, yes, 50 but not 50. It's been an interesting life, that's for sure. So let's talk about another bit of my life. Oh, no, hang on a minute. We have to go back to birthday first because I haven't finished. I've got my list. So for my birthday, I went and stayed with my parents, which is traditional for me to do. Any big celebration, I always go and see them. And this year I was very lucky to receive a Kindle. I'm going to get it and show you because it's just so dinky. Look at the size of that. Not even the size of my head. It is amazing because when I do go out, or if I go on holiday or something like that, I like to take books because, as you know, I read like a monster. How do monsters read? I just love reading. But most of my books are quite hefty at home, you know, they're textbooks. You can get textbooks on your Kindle, did you know that? Anyway, so to save me from taking all that weight of a few books around, especially on holiday when you might want 3 or 4, I can now take my Kindle, which is so lightweight, it's unbelievable. So that's really, really cool. So thank you very much, Mum and Dad. You did a good thing there. And I also had the chance to meet up with some friends of mine that live back in that area. and we had some very, very fun times. While I was there, I'd had a beer or two, which is never a bad thing on your birthday, except it was more than my birthday, but hey, who cares? And I saw a call for artists to write and draw comics about homelessness for an anthology that is going to be published. And in my silly state, I went, oh, I could do that. I've never ever done a comic in my entire life. Well, maybe when I was 6 or 7. But properly, no, never done that. So anyway, I emailed this guy and I said, I read a lot of graphic fiction. I really love comics. And I really want to have a go at this. The subject matter was homelessness. And many, many years ago, I was still barely into my 20s. I had a period of living on the streets. And much as that sounds really serious and awful, and it was also one of the best times of my life. So let me explain. The ins and outs of how I came to be on the streets doesn't matter. I was just there. I wasn't the only person. I was in a relationship with a woman who was also on the streets with me, so it wasn't as scary as perhaps it could have been if you were a single woman. Anyway, it was hard. It was hard. It was cold. It was, the aching in your bones from sleeping on the floor. It was hard. It was stressful. Was it stressful? At times it was stressful. Mentally it was hard. But at the same time, it was amazing. Because no responsibilities, no bills, no home, no job, no real friends, nothing, just nothing. You could do whatever you wanted to, whenever you wanted to. It was quite remarkable. It was almost like I'd gone from one stressful situation where I was mentally very unwell and leaving a course at a university, somehow in the process, ending up on the streets, and then going into probably another stressful bit of my life. There's quite a lot of stress back then because nobody knew I was autistic and I was just probably in constant meltdown, really. But that bit on the streets, it was like a moment of peace. Nobody wanted a bit of me, and it was remarkable. It was hard, I can't lie. You see things and you hear things that you really don't need to be hearing and seeing. I think if I had have been on my own, it would have been 10 times worse. So for the woman that was with me, if you watch this, thank you for being there. That was really important. That's quite difficult to say, actually, because the person that I was on the streets with actually ended up as a guy. Going back to this comic, it's about homelessness, and it's looking at homelessness through the lens of the pandemic and how that would have affected homelessness and people that were homeless. So I had an email back from the organisers and they said, we love it. We want you to be part of this project. And so very, very lovely guy, really lovely guy. He is now sort of mentoring me through the process of writing and drawing this comic about homelessness. And I am thoroughly enjoying it. I really, really am. It's scaring the bejesus out of me, properly. And at the same time, it's really thrilling because it's brand new and I've never done it. And at the end of it, my comic will be published in a book of comics. It's going to be in an anthology. I can't tell you any more about it because obviously it's a contractual agreement, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, when it's all done and it's all published, then obviously I will let you know, and I will show you the said book and, you know, all of that stuff. So that's like my major news. And actually today I'm really buzzing about it, because over the weekend he looked at my first submission of thumbnails and story, and he has now sent me back the edits that he wants me to make, also some amazing pointers and advice and help. So anyway, yeah, I'll keep you up to date about kind of, you know, where that goes. Bear with me 1 second. I need a coffee, hang on. I'm trying really hard not to slurp. I don't know if it worked or not, but there we are. Okay, so the next thing we need to talk about is my new drawing desk. You may have noticed that behind me is a different vista. That is because my usual desk is over there. Can you see it just there? And this desk is here. And this is the backdrop that you get. So what I will do is I will insert a photo of the new desk at this point. There we go. It's from IKEA, and I probably said that already. It is just the most amazing desk. Being a person who is very short, I am 5'1" in my shoes. I find that most tables and desks are a little bit high for me, and if I have a higher chair, then my feet can't touch the floor, and that's very uncomfortable for any sustained length of time. Having this new table on the tilt, however, brings the table down to a level that is suitable for my stature, which means that things are a lot more comfortable for when I'm drawing. So you might be thinking, well, why has she bought herself a new drawing table? You know, you're not like a proper artist at work, or, you know, whatever. You're this person with ME and autism, and you spend a lot of time in bed. The reason is I'm concentrating on my artwork because it's something that I enjoy, and it's something that I'm reasonably good at. And it would be a shame not to draw. Having spent so long confined to my bed, being able to spend the odd little bit of time actually out of bed doing a bit of drawing is just amazing. It really is such an amazing difference to me. So at the moment, there are two things I'm doing. The first thing that I'm doing is I am drawing a picture, a digital picture on my iPad, of a 1950s lounge showing a seated figure. And it's been fun. I've had to do a lot of research, which is, you know, stuff that I do in bed. That's really easy. And I bought some books about the 1950s, you know, picture books, you know, about what was available and what people were wearing and stuff. And I'm now just drawing this scene. I will put where I'm up to here. And so all I've got to do now is the three blobs on the wall are going to be ducks flying, because they became a trend in the 1950s. And I've also got to draw the woman who's sitting on the sofa. So that's what I'm working on. And the other thing that I'm working on is this book, Sketchbook Adventures. Now, I'm not one to use a sketchbook. I don't like them. I'm scared of them. I don't understand them. But I'm determined to like them and understand them, because I have done quite a lot of reading and listening to other artists and stuff, and now I understand how doing an amount of sketchbook work can really, really help boost your artistic practice. And that's really big. That's really, really interesting for me. So over the last, I don't know, while, I have been writing loads and loads and loads of prompts. So when it is sketchbook time, I don't sit there going, I don't know what to draw, so I won't draw anything. That doesn't happen anymore. I either go through the list and I choose one thing, or I shut my eyes and do a random boop and just do whatever I land on. What else was I going to say about sketchbooks? There was something else and it's just gone boop. No, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Never mind. So that's the plan, to carry on doing that. It's quite fun actually, because on my list of things in the book, it's not just random, like it's not just mixed media. That's not direct enough. So for example, do a series of pictures from a bug's perspective. Illustrate a moral tale. Pavement stories. So, you know, you see people sitting on a bench on the pavement having a chat, or people in the cafe. Street cleaner might be chatting to somebody, postman, you know, that sort of thing. Limited palette, that's something I'm really, really excited about. And this in particular, this style I love. So it's grey paper, black pen, and then white pencil to accentuate the outlines. So that's an idea. There's lots of ideas. It's going to take me ages to work through them, which is good, really good. That's really kind of everything that's happened. I can't think of anything major that's sticking out in my brain. Oh, except that I have decided that I'm going to go back to church. It's not going to be this week coming, because I will be at my parents'. It will be hopefully the week after. Very excited about that. Haven't been for so long. It'll be so good. I'm a little bit concerned about the numbers in my area, that I have a very precise number of cases that comes up, pardon me, on my iPad for this specific location. And at the moment, our regional figures are something like 1,575 cases per 100,000 today. And in my area, it's over 1,700. It's more like 1,750. It's just taken off like nobody's business. And yeah, I don't want to put myself right in the face of COVID to get it. But at the same time, I don't want to carry on not doing things because of COVID. And I am beginning to wonder, maybe if I did get it, it would help my immune system. You know, on the news tonight, they were saying that there's only a handful of people in our local ITU who are on ventilators. There's a fair few in hospital, but not on ventilators. So I'm still weighing up the church thing, because there's a lot of people in a building and not a lot of wind going through the building. So I might leave it a little while before I go back to church. There is one way that I might be able to do it. I don't know if it still happens though, but there is actually a speaker that is in the church porch. So I could sit outside on the little bench. It's an idea. I don't know, I'll keep you posted anyway. I am going to go back to my art group. Again, it's a group of people in a room, but they keep the windows open and I will have a mask on. And to be honest, the people that are there, this sounds awful and I'm so sorry ladies, they're mostly, you know, older ladies, kind of middle-aged onwards, and I feel more confident around them because they're going to be more responsible than perhaps people not responsible, less likely to come into contact with it, as opposed to families with children in school who I might encounter in church. I think the risk is higher with families and children than it is with older people. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the way I'm thinking. So Art Group might just win out on this one. But we'll see. You know, I've got to start going again. I've got to start doing everything again because it's just silly not living your life. And there's me going on about it. That's if I have the energy, of course. It still keeps me at home much of the time. You know, I do maybe an hour or two of work every day on my sketching and on my drawings and stuff. And much of the rest of the time I'm resting. I'm either on the sofa reading, watching telly, or I'm in bed, you know, doing whatever, or sleeping. It's a minimal increase in energy, but a very welcome one, believe me, a very, very welcome one. So with that, let's end on a good point, shall we? And cheers. Oh, and before I go, Mr. Aardvark's fun fact time. Woo! We need a little jingle, don't we? So when he comes on, Mr. Something like that. See what I can find, okay, for next time. Okay, so the fact is, it's written down, the rumbling of your tummy is called a wamble. Now, I don't know if it's pronounced wamble or womble. It's spelt W-A-M-B-L-E. I like wamble. So next time my tummy's rumbling. My tummy's wambling, man. It's wambling. Oh, dearie me. These fun facts don't all crack me up. Yeah, so that's everything for today. If you want to get in touch, if you know me, ring me, text me, email me. I'm on Instagram under Dexter Wheels, spelt with a Z at the end. And if you don't do any of those, you can send me a message by typing in the box down below. See, now we're back to the 6-year-old slapping the bums of the ladies down below. Yeah, there's a box down there. No, don't say that's so rude. Anyway, you can leave a message underneath this video, and I will see it and I can reply to it. Oh, I forgot to say hi if you're new. I forgot that bit. So if you're new, hello, I'm Anna. This is the Aardvark. Whoops. Yeah, if you're new, come back again. You can subscribe. I don't really do the thumbs up and the subscribe rubbish because I'm not after numbers. I'm just after fun, really, and this is fun for me. I hope it's fun for you. If you're a returning guest, hello, welcome back. Check back in about a month and there'll be more drivel from me. Yeah. Okay, guys, have a really good month and take care. Lots of love. Bye.